Hi, I'm Quan Tracy Cherry, and this is the seventh day of Venus being in the underworld. Are you morning or evening? If you don't have that one answered yet, then talk to a brother. The aspect of the sixth day I talked about, are you one of the sleepwalking wounded? And it has a lot to do with awakening to one's true passions, true spirit, true understanding of what are the gifts and talents that I have to give. Now, your natal Venus says what you might want in reciprocity and in exchange, but the Venus star, which is the alignment of the sun, consciousness, illumination, Venus, joy, pleasure, love, passion, eroticism, and the earth, where this drama is being physically played out. That alignment happens once every 9 months. So it's the human gestational cycle. So the one that happens while you're intrauterine says, this is what I have to offer. Well, these souls being born from August 15th, going on until June 5th of next year, will have morning star, warrior side of Venus, and then it's in the sign of Leo. So that ability to really shine truly to your individual spirit. But on the Venus star, there's a feeding principle, the 5 points of the star. And when Leo is the head, then it is creatively fed from the left by Scorpio. So all that dark, fertile, creative energy that Scorpio brings to bear, the Scorpio has to confront, much like Luke Skywalker and Yoda in that Empire Strikes Back. When he goes into the cave and Yoda says, take no weapons. He does anyway, because there's the ego, the pride. I need my defense. So when Scorpio drops its weapons, it's able to creatively help the Leo star be authentic because it has already confronted the dark side of its shadow or its energy of fear and ego, excessive ego. And then the karmic foot is the sign of Aquarius and Capricorn. So if you know that you're an Aquarius or Capricorn star, this is the time period where you're going to be really trying to ground and bring the Leo vision into responsible manifestation. Realize that the Leo and Aquarius energy is about participating. Leo participates its individual spirit. It shows up. First rule of mediation is you can't mediate with a party that's not there. And then the Aquarius Capricorn foot on the Venus star. The Aquarius brings in the community of detached servers, people who says, hey, I'm in it for the ideal. I'm in it for the collective growth. Planetary citizen. I'm ready to get off this blue-green jewel. Capricorn, when it's feeding, which started after 1986, January, the Capricorn star started then. That energy is about where do I fit in as a responsible citizen. Think of Leo as jumping on the stage and saying, hey, I got this to share. And the amount of our applause is in direct proportion to how hard Leo worked on whatever it did when it jumped up on the stage. Capricorn's not jumping on any stages unless it has dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. So think of Leo as the young, spirited part of ourselves, adolescent even, and Capricorn feeds it that mature, grounded, war-weary veteran or the statesperson that says, I come up responsible and grown. And so together, Capricorn and Leo on the star as life mates, because one started in January of 86, and the other one started, the Capricorn started in January of 86, and Leo started in August of 1987 at the harmonic convergence. They're life mates. They will be on the star for the next 100 years together. So dust off your star. And if you don't know if you're morning or evening and what star you are, that's what I'm here for. That's why I went to Santa Fe to get more information from my mentor and the astrologers there, Ariel Gutman and Ann Ortely, that understood and are working with this system in their sessions. Now, the Leo star, where do they give out? They give out to Gemini. And that star started in 1964. So Leo's will gives out to the energy and the multifaceted intellectual connections that Gemini make. And understand that Leo, by being singularly focused and spirited, it can be more flexible through communicating with the Gemini stars. So it doesn't have to go into the Leo roaring my way or the highway, or the attention whore aspect of Leo, where there's never enough energy or audience to feed that fire. That's the insecure, the Leo that's not going into the anahata part of his heart, or doesn't know that there's an unwounded part that never gets touched. And then the giving out foot to Leo is Aries. So whereas I see Aries as immediate and pioneering in its leadership, doesn't necessarily care whether anybody's following. That's a basic difference between Aries and Leo. Leo wants to set up shop. So one of the ways that the Aries can give to Leo is by keeping a home base, keeping the home fires, keeping a center for its spirit. And in that, then the Aries can feel really good about going out into the world and testing things out to bring it back to the Leo. This feeding principle is absolutely phenomenal. And if I'd asked you 51 years ago, Rolling Stones or the Beatles, who would have the most longevity, a lot of you probably would have said the Beatles. Well, the Rolling Stones had 5 members with the 5-pointed Venus star, all activated. The Beatles only have 4 members, and there was one missing on the Venus star. They lasted 8 years. One complete revolution with Venus making those 5 points. 5 points, 8 years. Fibonacci numbers, you get the point. And if you don't, are you morning or evening? Come with your heart, authentic, or don't come at all. And then who's feeding whom? Thanks.